Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, otherwise known as just Star Wars, is directed by George Lucas. This movie came out in 1977 and it stars Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Alec Guinness.
Now, we are going to assume that you've seen this already. If you haven't, shame on you.
This is the classic.
We are going to be talking spoilers, so you have been warned.
Yes. Also, like the other Star Wars movies, we're going to skip over the synopsis because we're assuming that you have already seen this movie.
So I love the casting in this movie. I really can't think of a character that was not cast well. Besides maybe some of the minor characters, but you have to love Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. They are just like the ultimate trio that work so well together, and even though the storyline actually moves really fast in this movie, where they just completely bond right away, even without the banter between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, or Han Solo and and Princess Leia, but you love that. And Chewie is amazing. C-3PO is all right. They couldn't have chosen a better annoying guy.
Yeah.
And R2-D2 is awesome too. So is Alec Guinness. And James, I am very glad that they decided to have James Earl Jones do the voice of Darth Vader, even though he's not actually Darth Vader that you see. Darth Vader would not be Darth Vader without James Earl Jones's voice. So
I honestly can't imagine another voice being Darth Vader. And that might be because, obviously, we grew up watching Star Wars. So, I mean, if someone else like Arnold Schwarzenegger was voicing Darth Vader, we'd probably accept it the way it is and be like, I can't imagine anyone but him voicing him. But yeah, the cast in this movie is phenomenal. The performances, they're good. I kind of felt like some of the lines were not that great. They were typical 70s dialouged.
That's not the actor's fault, though.
Yeah, but especially with the Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen scenes. There's nothing really bad to say about the cast or really the performances. I mean, maybe the most negative I can get is Carrie Fisher's accent kind of goes in and out throughout the movie. You never really know if she's got a British accent or not. I don't know. That's the worst thing I can think of. Mm-hmm. And obviously Mark Hamill's being whiny, but that is his character, so that's not really negative. That's
not
just a character
nearly
flaw.
as whiny as some of the kids nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
When you boil the story down, it's really very simple. It's basically, we follow the droids for the first 20, 30 minutes of it. Then they find Luke, and Luke finds Uncle Owen, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They find Han Solo. And then they go to the Death Star, and then there's where they find Princess Leia. All the characters meet eventually. Mm-hmm. But the story is basically, they have plans that can destroy the Death Star, and they basically just have to get it to the rebellion, and that's it.
But if you think about it, I mean, like, Star Wars is basically a drama.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of, because it goes along with the characters more than the actual Star Wars part of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay because you really don't notice. It's all hidden under all of the things that happen. Because if you really think about it, there's a lot of things that happen. I mean, a lot of it is just very simple movement and things, but it just happens so quickly and yet so seamlessly, and you're so interested the whole time that it just kind of makes it really good.
Yeah. And that's what makes this movie so lovable, is that it is simple, it is dramatic, but there's fun in this movie. There's action in this movie. And the action in this movie, for the time, it was way ahead of its time, to be honest. Mm-hmm. The special effects as well, they were ahead of its time. Just thinking of the first scene in the movie with the Star Destroyer chasing after the Corellian cruiser, it's awesome looking. The models look amazing because they were models. They weren't cartoons or attempts at CGI, and that was not available at that time. But it ages so well, and it'll never look that dated. Yeah, the laser effects don't look that great, but you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that. And the music, obviously, that helps with the action. But oh my goodness, the shootout scene between the stormtroopers and like the soldiers on the ship, that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
All the action scenes, the Death Star lightsaber duel against Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, that was exciting.
Especially because when you think Star Wars, you're not going to think swashbuckling.
No, not at all.
But with a laser sword, it just makes it like, whoa,
yeah.
this is so cool. Even though that scene was, compared to the lightsaber duels nowadays, it's very much lacking. But
or even in the sequels of this one,
yes.
just the other two.
Yeah.
In the original trilogy.
But, I mean, it was still awesome.
Yeah.
And just totally enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't really do too much with the lightsabers because it was a new thing. They didn't really know exactly what they were doing when they were doing it. I mean, they had an idea, but I don't think they had the end goal, like how exactly it was going to look when they were filming it, because they were kind of just very lightly swinging it. And, it's all right. But oh man, the scene that follows that with the TIE fighters chasing after the Millennium Falcon, that is such an iconic scene. And with them shooting their turrets at the TIE fighters, so cool. And just the sound design of the TIE fighters, that was incredible. I think the TIE fighter sound effect might be my favorite sound effect in the entire Star Wars saga. That and obviously the lightsaber sound effects. But the TIE fighters just sound so awesome. And I think it's mainly because of that scene. Mm-hmm. And obviously, the big battle in this movie, the Death Star attack, is, again, very iconic. A lot of, I think, World War II footage was used as inspiration for both the Millennium Falcon TIE fighter scene and the Death Star attack scene. Mm-hmm. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
And I love all the ships, the X-Wings, the Y-Wings versus the TIE fighters, and flying through that trench. It's so exciting.
You also have to love the Death Star. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays you feel a little desensitized to it because Star Wars is such an iconic thing that you're just kind of used to. It's just part of life for us anyway.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, that ship has the ability to destroy an entire planet. It's scary.
Yeah.
Which is why this storyline is so important.
And the destruction of Alderaan, that was, again, something we had never seen. Something destroying an entire planet. And it was just, it's so cool. And then the fact that, Luke has to fly through this small little trench and shoot at something that's 2 meters wide, less than 2 meters wide, just to destroy this huge moon-sized battle station. That was such a great concept to be like, there's such a tiny flaw that it's going to destroy the entire thing. And yeah, we get Rogue One and the whole story behind that, but I don't know if that was what they had planned originally.
Right.
It might have been, but I have
Either
my
way.
doubts because they called it an exhaust port, so yeah.
So we cannot do this Star Wars review without talking about the music, because Star Wars theme songs have become some of the most iconic theme songs in all of movie history, basically. And you can't help but, know them all.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
When you hear a Star Wars song, you know it's from Star Wars.
Yes.
Pretty
and
much.
In college, I took an oral skills class because I wanted to be a music teacher. And I used the opening song to recognize a major fifth, which is an interval in music, an interval jump.
Yeah.
So that is a major fifth, in case you didn't know that.
My head.
Okay, so the opening just completely, you're just blown away by the impact and the power of that. And then going into the Imperial theme is awesome, and the Emperor's theme is awesome, and the beautifulness of the Tatooine with the double moon theme
Yes,
is one of the I just love it. Love it. It is one of my favorite
It's
ever.
basically Luke's theme. I think the song is called Binary Sunset, but that song
It's
alone is awesome.
Is the iconic Star Wars.
Yes.
That's been used in
Yeah.
all of them,
It
basically.
was used. I think it was used partly. The
Yeah.
theme of it was used partly at the end of The Force Awakens, as a newer reference to it.
Yeah. Because John Williams is awesome. Let's just say.
Yeah,
He's
and I mean,
so many original scores and
yeah, I mean, obviously Star Wars isn't the only thing that John Williams is known for, but it's the best thing, in my opinion, that John Williams is known for, because it's awesome. Almost every song is iconic, and it's Star Wars.
So do you think you're a movie buff? You can test your movie knowledge on Popcorn Trivia.
Yeah, it's a movie trivia app that you can download for free on your mobile, Apple, or Android device. And you can choose from hundreds of movies, play on your own in single player or against other people in multiplayer, and you can customize your own avatar to make it look however you want. It's a really fun game, guys. In fact, every Friday on New Movie Friday, they release a new movie, at least one, from the theaters, a regular old movie, and sometimes even a TV show, again, on New Movie Friday. And be sure to check out this game, guys. It's called Popcorn Trivia.
And test your movie knowledge. So obviously for me, nostalgia plays a huge role in this. I really just cannot remember a time of not knowing this movie so well, not having seen it so many times. I really don't know a time when I hadn't seen Star Wars, and I just love it. It is one of the absolute favorite movies. It's always a staple video in our house. Just, hey, you want to watch Star Wars? Absolutely. And
Pretty much.
I just really love all of the characters, especially in this one with the introduction of them all. I think you see them the most together in this one. And I just love all the music and the action and the drama and the budding romance and the and the droids that are just so cool. There's so much to love in this movie, and every time I watch it, you find something new that I didn't notice before. So I give Star Wars New Hope an A-.
Ooh. Well, just like Karen, I cannot remember a time when I didn't know Star Wars, so I can't remember the first time I saw it, which is I'm kind of sad about, because I really want to go back and just feel the magic of seeing it for the first time. But with that being said, nostalgia does play a big role. I'm really trying to not let it play a big role. But even without nostalgia, this movie is still good. And it's still entertaining. It's exciting. I love all the different sets you get. You get a desert planet, which has 2 suns. That's awesome. You have a forest planet, Yavin 4. You have a Death Star, which is just a mechanical moon. That's cool. All the ships that they have in this movie are so cool. The sound design is awesome. The music is incredible. There's
The practical effects.
Yes,
are
all the
awesome.
practical effects. All the ships being models. That's awesome. So it's I struggle to find anything negative with it, other than maybe Carrie Fisher's accent that kind of goes in and out. But you know what? That's a tiny little nitpick that you don't really notice unless you're looking for it. So I've got to give Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, an A+, because it is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It may be my favorite Star Wars movie. It's really hard to rank them, especially the original trilogy, because I can't remember a time when I first saw any of those movies. I just grew up watching them, and that's all I can really say is they are basically a part of my life, and your life, I assume.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we really want to hear from you about what you think about Star Wars. I'm assuming there's a lot of people like us out there who just grew up with it, but there's probably some people who haven't seen it, and we want to know what you think. So let us know in the comment section below.
And be on the lookout for our next few reviews covering Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, before The Last Jedi comes out. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.